Hey y'all, it's Tay, and today I'm going to be showing you all how to make this reversible ruffle bonnet. This video will be quick and easy, and it's definitely beginner friendly. So without wasting any more time, let's get into the video. I'll be on it always, always and ever. What you will need is 2 yards of satin fabric. You can use the same color if you don't want it to be reversible, some elastic, and finally a pattern. But don't worry, I'm going to show you how to make the pattern at home. To make the pattern, you'll need pattern paper or poster board paper, at least 20 inches, a ruler, and a writing utensil. If you're using pattern paper, fold it over twice. If you're not using pattern paper, you don't have to worry about folding it over. On the single folded side, measure how big you want the bonnet to be. This part is completely up to you. For a jumbo look like I'm going for, measure 16 inches. If you want something smaller, go with 12 inches. That's like a typical medium-sized bonnet. Now it's time to make your circle. Once you've decided on your measurements, mark it at the bottom. So if you chose to do 16 inches, you're gonna mark 16 inches at the bottom. Then you're gonna take your ruler and mark your measurement all the way up to the top. Once you go from the bottom all the way to the top, you should end up having 1/4 of a circle. Now you're gonna just take your marker and trace those dots that you've created before you go in and cut your pattern, just so that it's a little bit easier to see. But yeah, that's all it is to it. Now you got your pattern ready to go. You can open it and see your full circle. If you use poster board paper, you're not gonna have a full circle. It's just gonna look like 1/4 of a circle. There are 2 ways you can cut your bonnet. If you're using poster board paper, you'll need to follow this method. You can also use this method if you use pattern paper. Take your fabric and fold it twice. Make sure the fold is neat and smooth. Lay your pattern on top of the folded fabric. Both ends should be on the fold of the fabric. Now you're just gonna cut from the edge to the other edge. Once you end up cutting, you should get this shape, and when you open it, you should get one big circle like this. The second way that you can cut this fabric, which is the way I prefer because personally it allows you to make more bonnets, and that is by opening the circle and just tracing one big circle. Now that we have made our pattern and cut out our fabric, it's time to start making the bonnet itself. Go ahead and put your 2 pieces of fabric together, right sides facing. Make sure to use pins to secure your fabric so it doesn't slip around. Take the pin fabric to the sewing machine, carefully sew around the edge of the circle, making sure to leave an inch open. This open is very crucial because it would allow us to flip the bonnet right side out. Now you're gonna go ahead and just cut off the excess pieces that's on the end. For that 1-inch gap that we left open, we're gonna go ahead and flip our fabric right side out. After flipping your fabric right side out, you should have a clean edge like this. Now it's time to go back to the sewing machine to top stitch around the edge. Now you can decide on the width of your top stitch. The width will determine the size of your ruffles. Me, I like to do 1 inch, but you can go as big of a ruffle as you want, big of a width as you want, it does not matter. You do not want to sew the entire circle. You want to still leave an opening in the exact same place as you left the gap the first time. So both openings should line up. So now you have a stitch around the perimeter of the circle except for where you left that opening. Now it's time to make the elastic. Take your own head measurement and just figure out how long the elastic piece needs to be. Make sure it's not too loose, but it's not too tight. Then we're gonna take it to the sewing machine and we're gonna top stitch around the bonnet again, but this time make sure that it's a size that will fit the elastic. You're not leaving any gap, you're gonna sew the entire piece around. Last and final step, adding the elastic. You're gonna take your safety pin and you're gonna hook on your elastic to the safety pin. Take that hole that we left earlier and you're gonna slide your elastic through. And you're gonna have to tunnel this whole entire thing until you get back to the other side. Please make sure that you have the other end of the elastic secure, because if you don't, that piece is going to slide into the casing, and then that means that you're going to have to take that elastic out and do it all over again. And this is already a long process. We don't want to make it longer. Now that we have finally successfully added the casing, it is time to secure both ends together. You can sew it or you can double knot it. Me, I double knotted it because I'm not sewing that tiny piece. Now with that leftover hole that we had open, you can close that off with a top stitch. And now we have successfully completed this ruffle bonnet. Super easy, super cute, and it's gonna protect your hair because you know satin is good for your hair. But this is how it looks on, super comfy, and it's the perfect size for me. And of course I had to be extra and make mine reversible. But that is all I have for this video for today. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, like this video, share it with your friends, and also comment down below any tutorials that you want to see on my channel. Don't mind me in this video, like I'm just so stupid. Bye y'all.